Our annual, not Christmas concert, our annual spring concert. Christmas is a little bit away. My name is Mr. Bunch, and I'm the head band director at Ennis Junior High School, and I'm also the head of the program here, head of the sixth grade program here at Alamo. We ask tonight, for the enjoyment of our members, we ask that you please silence all your cell phones at this time so that all of our audience members may enjoy the performance this evening. We also ask that if you have a child that gets a little restless, to take them outside the auditorium until they're relaxed and quiet as a courtesy to all of our performers. Okay? We also ask that you refrain from talking or taking any phone calls during the performance as a courtesy to all the audience members. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoy the performance. I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking up until the very end. And I'll try not to talk you much because you're not here to hear me talk. You're here to hear your darlings play. They have done a fantastic job this year. What you're going to hear first, you're going to hear a piece of music called Sky Splitter Fanfare. We're going to open with that. And then we're going to hear some of the section features that we've done in our recent solo and ensemble contest that I'll go into a little bit in detail later on. But without further ado, this is Sky Splitter Fanfare by Brian Balmages. So in the order that we'll do our section features, we will start first with the flute class, followed by clarinets, saxophones, trumpets, horns, low brass, percussion. You'll hear these section features. And without further ado, all of our section features. How about another hand for our section features? Just wanted to take the time to talk about the accomplishments that these young men and women have done over the past year. You probably are well, when you first got them the instrument, brought them to the instrument fitting, got them tried on the instrument, and they first came home and started making those sounds. Okay, you probably thought to yourself, how in the world are they going to sound like that? Well, it's just teaching and the kids learning. So congratulations, kids. Good job. Over the course of the last few weeks, we've had some competitions that we've been going to. One, an individual competition, which was the solo and ensemble competition held back on April the 25th. These kids are going to be the kids that earn, let me get my brain thought here. All of these kids learned a solo, and many of them performed in an ensemble as well. And many of them earned a first division rating, which means that they're going to earn a medal for their performance at a solo ensemble contest. I don't have the exact numbers yet. I haven't had the opportunity to count them yet, but based on what I've seen initially, it was well over 150 to 160 first division medals awarded at this contest. So congratulations to them. So we'll try to get their medals handed out to them sometime later this week. Teachers, if you do hear it sounds like I heard a reindeer coming down the hall, that's the reason why is because they're wearing their medals. Next thing is that this past Wednesday, these kids performed at the Pride of Texas Music Festival, which has kind of like become, if you're familiar with the old Sandy Lake Music Festival back in Carrollton, Pride of Texas has become kind of like the new version of Sandy Lake. So we performed there in Burleson, and then also the kids, in spite of the rain, got a chance to play some video games, eat some pizza, have a good time, and that was all, and got to ride on charter buses, thanks in a large part to the efforts that you put in with their fan pledge. So they got to ride in a little bit of style. Not only that, but if you see the trophy right before you, they earned a first division rating from all of the judges at the Pride of Texas Music Festival. So again, congratulations on a job well done. That we do at the end of the year is throughout the course of the year, what we do is we monitor the students, their progress. They have pass-offs and things like that they have to do, where we monitor their musical progress to help to see where they're at and help guide them to where they need to go to help get them to the. The other thing that we do is that we have to pick one outstanding musician out of per instrument out of all these wonderful young ladies and gentlemen. I do say this with a little bit of caution, as to say, your child does not have to have a medal or a plaque in order to show that they've been doing a fantastic job. In the last few days, I've gotten a chance to work with all of them. I've got a chance to meet them when they came into 5th grade, and now I've got a chance to work with them, and they have been just wonderful to work with. And I know, and I think I can speak for all the teachers to say it was probably a tough call for them. So what we're going to do is we're going to let each individual teacher come and award their outstanding musicians, outstanding band members for the 2024-2025 school year. We'll start with the flutes and the saxophones under the direction of Mr. Cortez.
My flute class, this class is very energetic. And it's the last period of my day. And sometimes I don't match their energy, but that's okay. This specific individual has been very consistent all year round. She sometimes, I don't know, she gives off this vibe that I was like, oh, I'm just kind of here. But I can tell that she goes home and practices every day because her results show for it. She did a good solo, and she did one of the more harder ones at the solo contest. And not only did she get a 1 rating, she got a 1 outstanding overall on her solo, so the judge was very impressed with her. And I want to congratulate Alana Jenkins. For my saxophone class, they like to tease me because I'm a Man United fan, and that's okay. You know, I admit I choose bad teams sometimes, as we all Cowboy fans can just confirm, right? Okay, it is what it is at this point. But this specific individual works very hard. I can really give anything out to the class, and I know right away she'll be home working on it because I see her after school, pretty much 5 days out of the 5 days they come. I know, and she comes back the next day very, very prepared. She did one of the more difficult solos this time too. She had a little bit of a setback due to braces, as we know, playing an instrument and putting stuff to your face after getting braces. You know, can't even eat the next day sometimes. But yeah, she still chose to try the very next day, and I'm like, it's okay. You don't just. It's all right. Don't be in any more pain than you have to. But this person also teaches me a lot about what the young kids are doing nowadays. And I'm not that old, but still, like, I don't know what's happening sometimes. And it's glad to be informed. So, can I get a round of applause to Adeline Diaz?
In the clarinet class, the class of each 6th period, this has been a fantastic class. They've been wonderful to work with. They work hard every single day. They take to everything that I've been teaching them. And like I said, we can only pick one. Outstanding clarinet, Miranda Sanchez. Okay, and in the double reeds, again, just a great class to be a part of. We have our little storage room that we work. We come in and we practice and do our thing, our double reed things in there. It's a really fun class to be a part of. Outstanding double reed, Lauren Culpepper.
Alright, so I have 2. I'm going to start with my euphonium class. This member of our class is coming with one of the best attitudes I've ever seen every single day. He loves playing his horn, does a great job at it. His name is Omar Pentofa. And it was hard to choose because there were a lot of, every single kid in there is amazing. Let me move on to the tubas now. So this student, he got a 1 exemplary, which is hard to do. It's better than a 1. He's a fantastic player. He's very calm, very stoic, has a fantastic attitude. I want to give this award, and his name is Dallin Cooper.
Mr. Ingram. I teach the trombones. Fortunate to have 11 outstanding students this year, and I have told them this is no surprise to them, but this is probably the strongest beginner trombone class I've ever taught in 31 years. So they're all doing a fantastic job. They're all going to be really good at this. One of them has really stood out, however. Starting in around January, February, I kind of started noticing this one being more challenged with more things, getting his pass-offs done, sounding better, doing more. And he was the one trombone player that got an outstanding on his solo at Solo and Ensemble contest. So our outstanding trombone player this year for Alamo is Jacier Hernandez.
Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Truitt. I teach the percussion here at Alamo and at the junior high and at the high school. This year's percussion class was really a lot of fun. They were awesome. And I was also lucky to have 11 awesome students, and they did a great job all year long and at Solo and Ensemble, and they've done a great job here tonight as well. It's tough to pick just one out of the whole class, but this person worked really hard all year, both semesters, and really came on strong, especially this spring with their drum rudiments, and kept working really hard and practicing. And that person is Elias Gonzalez.
Sorry, the stand's a little short for me. Good afternoon, my name is Mr. Davis. I am the teacher of the horn class and the trumpet class. I would say that this year, these are two of the strongest classes that I've ever taught. We've had a lot of fun really working on getting better as instrumentalists, and I honestly wish I could choose more than one kid in the class because there's so many great, talented students in the classes. But there were two that really stood out they worked hard all year long, always asking questions. Both of them very curious about getting better at their instrument, and both of them always prepared and working ahead and just asking for what's next and really trying to do everything they can to be the best at their instrument. The first, I'll start off with the horn class. This student, like I said, has been working ahead and has always been prepared. There's always a few tests where we don't do so great, but every test that he doesn't do great, he comes back twice as good on the next test, and that is Andre Ortiz. Good job, Andre. Thank you. And then finally, we'll get to the trumpet class. This class has been full of talent the entire year. I can't tell you how difficult it was for me to choose this. If I could give it to every student in this class, I would. This student that I'm giving it to is definitely a squirrel. I did say this, and I've said this a few times to my coworkers, that I think I am paying for what I put my band directors through whenever I was a student, because every single day I'm like, yep, that would have been me, and I'm sorry. And I see my band director at least twice a week, so I just had to tell him recently, hey, yeah, I'm sorry, this is what I put you through, and now I get to deal with it. So that student is Colton Hunt. So, I'm going to finish off the concert today. Mr. Bunch is going to say a couple of things, so we'll play one more piece, and then we'll get you guys out of here. I do want to say, music is more than just something that we do. This is a part of our lives as directors on the stage, and then as lifelong teachers and lifelong learners. The only reason why I am standing in front of you today is because I went through a program very similar to this with a high level of success. I was able to have more than one father figure growing up, and it really opened my eyes to what it takes to be successful, not only as a musician, but as a person to persevere through the frustration and make sure that even though I'm dealing with something very difficult, there is a time where we're just going to have to get the work done. Music and being in band teaches these students these lessons. And I do highly encourage that if your student is sitting on the stage right now, that you encourage them, you make sure that you show them that you're proud of their success, and even if sometimes that instrument sounds obnoxious, even if you had to go pay for the earplugs that we talked about at the beginning of the school year, it really is important to them on the stage that you show them how proud you are of them every time they pick up their instrument, every single time they play a wrong note, every single time they play a right note, because every error they make is a lesson, and every time they play their instrument, they're only getting better at being persevering and making sure that they're always successful and always making everything correct, even though it takes more than one or two times. There are many more lessons that they're going to be learning throughout the school year, and if your student at this point is undecided whether or not they want to continue, have them stick it out, because they're going to learn a lot more than just how to play their instrument on the stage. And I do really, really enjoy teaching every single one of these students, and I know all of the other directors can say the same thing. So once again, thank you for coming out tonight. I believe Mr. Bunch has a few things to say about some upcoming dates, and then we'll let you guys skedaddle on out of here. Thank you.
Okay, so I won't bore you too much with dates, but just some upcoming things they've got. Yes, they still have some playing that they need to do. We are in the process of determining which performing group that they're going to be in for junior high band. So they do have a short little audition that they need to make sure that they complete by May the 9th. Also, just some upcoming dates for them. For their first day at band camp for next year will be July the 28th. We're going to do our junior high band camp from July the 28th through July the 31st at Ennis Junior High School. Usually from like 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. each evening, but I'll give you you'll get a mail out and you'll get some information about that, and also how to join the junior high band app and move over to the junior high band app from the 6th grade. And then they'll be rewarded for coming to the band camp with a swim party at Sokol Swimming Pool that will get set up. And then, of course, the first day, not that you're looking forward to that too much, but the first day of the 2025-26 school year is August the 7th. So, but they do get out here in the next week and a half, so it's kind of a trade-off. These guys have done a fantastic job. Thank you to all the band staff, Mr. Ingram, Mr. Sailors, Mr. Truitt, Mr. Cortez, Mr. Davis. Thank you to Mr. Rendon, who's here, and Ms. Nichols for their continued support of the band program. And mostly parents, for you, thank you for participating in our band fundraiser, helping them be able to raise the funds to be able to do all this fun stuff they're going to do, and that we're able to do and will be able to do in the future. Now, without further ado, this is Mr. Davis and a piece called Tambora.
so much. Good night.